Hi, my name is Leroy Harrell. I'm Jason's father. Well, I found out I was having a son. I was in the Navy and on a 6-month deployment, and got a radiogram said that my soon-to-be wife, who wasn't married yet, was pregnant, and I was gonna have a kid. So and then when he was born, the radiogram said that it was a boy, and it didn't even announce his name. So I was kind of shocked. I'm like, okay, I got a boy. What's his name? After we returned from deployment, and I immediately flew back home to Texas, and I seen my son for the first time. He was 3 months old. So it was like, and 3 months old, and you got a full head of hair. And I'm like, wow, this kid already got hair. We grown already. But it was just a bundle of joy, just to see him for the first time. And every day coming home at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, he would be sitting at the door. When he learned to crawl, he'd be sitting at the door like a little puppy waiting for me to come in the house. And it was just so exciting. I couldn't wait to get home, because that was my little fat man at the time. He was a little chubby thing, being a baby, but that was him. He'd always be waiting.
My name is Milton, known as Tank. I'm Jason's best friend since elementary school. Have to admit, we were video game freaks. We love to play Nintendo, ride our bicycles, big wheels, running around at the park, going to the pool, and having neighborhood football games. Usually around our age, we getting into trouble and stuff like that, but, he just kind of stayed in his own zone. And, that's what I respected about him. So I knew if I didn't want to get in trouble, I better go hang with Jason. So I knew I would be all right with him.
My name's Ed Thomas, and I was Jason's 7th grade math teacher. In 7th grade, he was kind of quiet then. And as he's gotten older, I found out he wasn't quite as quiet as I thought he was, but anyhow, he was very quiet, and he would do his work, but I saw that he could do better, and so I would encourage him to strive for a little bit more, and he responded positively to that. Jason has become a very special young man, and I think our relationship even went further because I was teaching at the middle school and he taught at the high school, and he's very interested in seeing young people do a good job as well. We kind of had a kindred spirit in the way that we approach teaching and working with young people. I was real excited when he said he was going to teach, and he does an excellent job at that.
I'm Reginald Land, and I'm from Norfolk, Virginia. Coach Harrell was obviously my football coach all through high school. He was my teacher and also a mentor. He's very important in my life because he was significant to me being successful and me really being who I am today. When I was in high school and I became academically ineligible my junior year to play football, he was one of the people in Salem High School that believed in me and pretty much told me that no one really cares. It's just about how I'm going to take the situation and make it into a positive. So I took what he gave me, and I took the things that I learned from him on the football field, and I made it into a positive thing.
It's just always good to see people become who they were meant to be. I knew he had greatness in him, but as he's gotten older, he's had just that greatness.
I am Keith L. Davis, the brother of Tremetris Harrell and the brother-in-law of Jason Harrell. My relationship with Jason is one that is very special to me. It is one that has become special really over time. With my sister, I remember being the only child at that point, the first, and I wanted a brother so dearly. When my mom, brought her home from the hospital, newly born, I was devastated because I wanted a brother badly. So devastated that they laid her on the bed and I rolled her onto the floor and she fell to the floor. And needless to say, I paid the the consequences for that action. But I wanted a brother so badly. But I must say that I have been truly blessed by my sister. But Jason is the brother that I never had.
And then all of a sudden there was TT. I think that's what he used to call Demetrius.
My name is Demetrius Harrell, and I am Jason's wife. So when Jason and I first met, it was not love at first sight. Actually, I think I really hated him. He came through our dormitory and he busted in my room and stole all of my food and drinks. So I had a few choice words for him, and I decided that I would probably just rather stay away from him. However, then I realized I needed to pass a chemistry class, and he was pretty smart. So that's how we became friends. And I knew after my freshman year in college, when I talked about him, I actually told my brother, you know, Jason, I would never just want to do like a casual relationship with him. I could see myself marrying him. And it was just something I was really just attracted to. Even before we started dating, I couldn't put my finger on it, but I knew it was something special about him.
And he said, Dad, I didn't want to introduce y'all to Demetrius until grades come out, because Mama say some little girl is keeping me from doing my work. So, and I think Demetrius was a good thing for Jason, especially in college. You know, every time you call him, he was at the library. Why are you always at the library at 11 o'clock? Because Demetrius was at the library at 11 o'clock.
He actually, he did not tell me. We had talked about marriage. I didn't know when it was coming. I actually thought maybe it wasn't going to come and we would maybe separate and go our separate ways. He invited our family and our friends together, and he had them at Captain George's. And I walk into Captain George, and there's this room full of the people that is special to me. And he got on his knee and he asked me to marry him.
When they got married, it does take a lot of trust for a father to willingly give his daughter's hand in marriage to a suitor. And I will say it for a dad, it probably took more than trust. I think it took faith. At that time, his health was, he was having major health challenges. He walked proudly. He had his, proclivities and, some challenges physically. He walked down the aisle with pride, taking his baby girl, entrusting, her to Jason. And that said a lot within itself. It went beyond trust. It was really a faith walk.
Their love is very magical and special. Just looking at the both of them, I would think that they have been married for like 10 plus years.
My name is Nicole from North Carolina. Demetrius and Jason are the godparents to our two kids. Amazing godparents, I should say. It was at a family function, and I seen him very active with my son, Isaiah. And I just seen how the smiles he's brought to my son and how he's in tune and active with him.
I feel like that Jason and Demetrius were perfect godparents because I knew they would install the right things into my kids. They would tell them the right things.
I love Demetrius and Jason.
Jason and Demetrius are great godparents.
He's nice.
I like my godfather because he's nice.
He always tickles me.
He always plays with me.
He takes me to the park.
They actually support them. They actually, they don't just want to get them stuff that they don't need. They get them stuff that they need in life.
Jason has been a great husband to me. I have watched him sacrifice and put his goals and some of his dreams on hold so I could be happy and so I could go find my dreams and live my dreams out loud. And he's been supportive. He's actually I thought I knew a lot about marriage going into it, although I had never been married before, but he's actually showed me a lot. And the most important thing that he showed me is unconditional love, and to love regardless, even when I'm not lovable.
We spent Christmas 2 years straight, Thanksgiving 2 years straight in the hospital with my father. And Jason was right there, just as if my dad was also his other additional father, not just a father-in-law, but a father. And I think really on February the 22nd, 2011, when my dad did leave here, I have no doubt in my mind that he knew that Tremetris was going to be taken care of as far as it related to Jason really being the husband that God had called him to be.
If I had to describe Jason in one word, it would never happen. Jason is more than one word. Jason is my son. He's my life. I love him to death. I am so proud of him and the man that he has become. That's my boy.
If I had to describe Jason, I would say he's a very, very humble person. He's a good listener, someone that I could express my heart to as far as any situations that I have in life.
I've never actually met a man like him.
If I had to describe Jason, I would say he is lovable, he is compassionate, he is funny, he is athletic, he is a go-getter. But most of all, I know he's going to be a great father.